Here it comes. Swinging a high fly ball, right center field deep. Pache going back to the warning track, at the wall, looking up, and it's gone! It's gone! And this game is over! The legend of Joey Meneses has another chapter. Nationals win their first walk-off of the season. It's 7-5.
All right, well, baseball is back in the district. The Nationals opening day just hours away now. We have live team coverage all morning long right here on DC News Now. What you need to know before you head to Nats Park and what's new at the ballpark for this season. Plus, your live forecast from Nats Park. Jackie, what can people expect today?
Well, tonight and Corey, out there this morning, it's a cold start, feeling more winter-like, but thankfully temperatures will warm back up right around first pitch. More details with that full weather forecast coming up.
And the more than 30-hour police standoff in Fairfax County, Virginia is over. What we know about the woman who barricaded herself inside a car with a gun.
And the FDA has approved a life-saving medicine to be sold over the counter. What you need to know about the overdose reversing drug.
The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good morning. Taking a live look outside. As you can see from the Jumbotron out there, if that's what they're still called these days, it is opening day. First pitch at Nats Park kicks off at 1:05 this afternoon. The Nationals are set to take on the Atlanta Braves. Thanks for joining us this morning here on DC News Now. I'm Tanaya Wright. Are those Jumbotrons still?
I think they're still called Jumbotrons. I hope.
I hope.
Says a lot about our age, if not.
I know, wow.
Good morning to you, though, Corey James. We're kicking off live team coverage of today's ballpark events. First, Artosa Vakile. She's live in a few moments with what you need to know before you go.
But first, I do want to get to meteorologist Jackie Layer, who is also live from Nats Park with your forecast. So, Jackie, how are things looking for opening day?
Well, later on today, it'll be much warmer than it is out here right now. We're talking temperatures warming back up into low to mid 50s. That's seasonably chilly for this time of the year and a little bit cooler than we saw yesterday. So if you're trying to gauge on what to wear for later today, I would still think you would need that jacket. Maybe not as many layers as you would need out there this morning. Certainly need the gloves, that heavier jacket, maybe even the hat and the scarf as you're heading out there this morning, especially for some of our northwestern suburbs. But here at the stadium right now, it's right around 40 degrees, but we have a breeze that whips through every so often. That's making it feel even colder than its actual air temperatures. Speaking of actual air temperatures, here's a view of those. Again, right at 40 here at Nats Park. We're 38 in Manassas. We're low 30s off towards Hagerstown as well as Martinsburg, so below the freezing mark for parts of the area. When you factor in that wind, it's feeling like we're into low to mid 20s. Farther off towards the north and west, feeling like we're right at the freezing mark in the district right now. Mid 30s over towards Waldorf. Freeze warning, that goes all the way up until 9 a.m. this morning. That's for parts of Virginia as well as parts of northwestern Montgomery County in Maryland. So something to keep in mind. Cold front has already cleared the region. The colder air has already certainly made its presence known. We have high pressure off towards the north and west, and that high is going to give us those mainly clear skies that we'll see today. First pitch, we'll see temperatures right around 50, low to mid 50s by the end of the game. And again, we'll see those clear, beautiful blue skies through the day today, and really overall a nice day out there, although it is quite cold out there this morning. But right now I do want to toss it over to Shanika with the all-important traffic update. How are those roadways at this hour?
Well, Jackie, there are a few things out there that might cost you a few extra minutes. We're back on 66 following this one crash heading eastbound right between Nutley Street and the Beltway. We have a crash involving two tractor trailers, so you are squeezing by. You can only see a few cars getting by here from this angle. Let's flip over to the maps, looking at the rest of our roadways. So the good news is you're only dealing with this stretch of delays heading east toward the Beltway. After that, you are off the hook. Everything looks good to go around the Beltway. 95 north and southbound through Woodbridge, Lorton, Newington, it's looking good. Once you get to Springfield, right near 289, to the right, you're dealing with a crash that's heading northbound on 95.
Thank you, Shanika. Your time right now is coming up on 6:04 on a Thursday morning.
Here's a look at your Know and Go headlines on this morning. According to court records, prosecutors filed a criminal indictment against former College Park Mayor Patrick Willian. Now, Willian is facing 80 child pornography charges, including possession and distribution. He resigned as mayor before being arrested earlier this month.
And people in the district calling for Congress to stop interfering with D.C.'s right to self-govern. The demonstrations yesterday came ahead of testimony from district leaders in front of Congress. 3 weeks ago, President Biden signed Congress's resolution to overturn changes to D.C.'s crime bill. The move has renewed calls for D.C. statehood.
And the Food and Drug Administration approving the overdose reversing drug naloxone to be sold over the counter for the first time. Now, the approval is for the commonly known name brand version Narcan. The price for the drug is still unclear. Our Lex Roars has more details coming up in a few minutes. And new this morning, a nearly 36-hour standoff finally over in Fairfax County, Virginia. This is new video showing the moment the woman police were trying to take into custody got out of a car with that handgun. That woman's name is Brittany Copeland, and one of our reporters was able to speak with her yesterday. Copeland says she did not realize police were chasing her before she barricaded herself in the car. Now, police also accused Copeland of abducting a woman, but she denies doing that. Right now, Richmond Highway between Lockheed Boulevard and Boswell Avenue is back open.
New details this morning in the investigation into former College Park Mayor Patrick Wojahn. According to court records, prosecutors have filed a criminal indictment against him. Now, Wojahn is facing 80 separate child pornography charges, including possession and distribution. Court documents show that he admitted he had dozens of child pornography videos on the instant messaging app Kik. Investigators say they also found graphic photos that he took of himself on his Kik account. He resigned as mayor on March 1st and was arrested just a day later.
D.C. police are investigating a triple shooting near Howard University. Police say it happened around 9:15 last night at the corner of Georgia Avenue and Fairmont Street in Northwest. Now, 3 men were shot according to officials, and 2, they say, were located at the scene. Authorities also tell us the 3rd man walked to a nearby hospital. So far, no word on any suspects. Time right now at 6:06 in your health news this morning. The Food and Drug Administration making a big step forward in the battle against the opioid epidemic. Narcan, the nasal spray that can reverse opioid overdoses, is now approved for over-the-counter sales. DC News Now's Lex Roars joins us live in the newsroom with the latest on this. And Lex, this is the first time an opioid treatment will be available without a prescription for anyone in the U.S.
Yeah, Corey, that's right. And this is going to be a game changer for many places throughout the United States, as opioids are accounting for more than 100,000 deaths every year. Now, if we look at this locally in D.C., residents have been able to get free Narcan for a while now. Over in Virginia and Maryland, the statewide standing orders serve as a prescription for the general public. But residents could only get Narcan at certain locations throughout the DMV, and this approval will open up access further, which is huge as opioid deaths continue to rise. So let's take a look at the numbers nationwide. Well, the most recent data reported to the CDC shows numbers for 2021. It shows just over 140,000 opioid deaths nationwide that year. Now that's compared to 116,000 deaths in 2020. Now specifically, we are seeing more deaths from overdose of cocaine, meth, and fentanyl. The numbers for the 2022 overdose deaths have not been fully completed and reported at this time. So when exactly will people be able to get Narcan over the counter? Well, the FDA says that will be sometime in the late summer. So we'll be able to keep our eyes out for that. Live in the newsroom, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.
And we have to push back and let them know that we are DC.
And people in D.C. calling for Congress to keep its hands off the district. The Hands Off D.C. rally took place hours before D.C. leaders testified at a House Oversight Committee hearing about D.C. affairs. 3 weeks ago, President Biden signed Congress's resolution to overturn changes to D.C.'s crime bill. The move outraged supporters of D.C. statehood. The supporters say Congress is interfering with D.C.'s right to self-govern. They say this hearing is just another setback.
They're still meddling in D.C. affairs, and so I'm going to keep coming back as long as they are trying to tell us what to do instead of listening to what we need and letting D.C. make decisions for ourselves.
Meantime, D.C. leaders fought back on Republican claims of a crime crisis in the nation's capital at that congressional hearing.
The House Oversight Committee chair says it appears House Republicans are on their way to striking down another D.C. law. Now, Republicans say they are targeting the district's comprehensive policing and justice reform bill. The stabbing of Kentucky Senator Rand Paul's staffer called more attention to that debate. Republicans say crime in D.C. is getting out of control. Meantime, local D.C. leaders believe the police reform bill Republicans want to throw out could rebuild trust in the district's police force.
We have a crime crisis in Washington, D.C. Our staffers are in fear. Our visitors who come to Washington, D.C. are in fear.
The bill that's before Congress is about police accountability, and police accountability is a way to build trust. And when you build trust in the police, you actually get better public safety.
Oversight Committee Chair James Comer says he will continue to veto laws that the Republican Party believes hurts officers. The spring season is on with cherry blossoms blooming. Baseball, of course, is back in D.C.
That is right. Our Tosin Vakile is live this morning at Nats Park, continuing our team coverage all morning long. And Tosin, fans have a lot to look forward to. Besides the game, there are a lot of new things to look forward to.
That's absolutely right tonight, and I will tell you it's cold right now and it's windy, but that doesn't even dampen the excitement that it is opening day here at Nats Park. We are on the field right now, hours before the game kicks off at 1:05, and there are a lot of things planned before 1:05 when the game actually begins, but there are also a lot of things that this new season brings that fans can expect to see. A lot of new things. One of those will include the store, things people can find at the store. Nats fan can expect to see more Nats gear and new collection and style at the store. Nats officials say they have more unique pieces this year than they ever had. And there's also some new items. When we talk about food, there is a grab and go marketplace for food and a grab and go beer. And for some fan favorites are returning, and they have new items for you to look forward to. One of those that will be returning is Jammin' Island Barbecue.
Expect the same customer service that we always give to our customers, and quality food.
Jerk chicken, jerk ribs, jerk burger, and I think we're introducing the crab cake, jerk crab cake.
And I have to tell you guys, we tried some of the amazing food from Jammin' Island Barbecue and even other places, and the food is amazing. So fans can just be excited about that. If nothing else, be excited about the food. Well, the game is at 1:05. The Nationals play the Braves. And of course, throwing out the first pitch would be the Ukrainian ambassador. So it's definitely going to be a good time here. And I'm telling you a lot about the food and a lot more about what fans can expect. We'll have that for you coming up in the next half hour. But for now, we're live at Nats Park. I'm Tosin Vakile, DC News Now. Back to you.